Welcome back, terrestrials. Thank you for all the new subscribers and keep watching our videos. We really appreciate it. Keep talking to us. We're enjoying the conversation.
Right.
In this episode, we're doing The Substance.
Hmm.
Jerry, this was kind of your thing. I paid no mind to this movie whatsoever until you were like, I really want to see it. And I was like, okay, I'll watch it.
Right.
Because that's what friends do. They watch things that, friends suggest to them. They don't just ignore it. Um, what do you grade this movie?
I'm gonna give it a B.
A B.
Same as long legs last week. I'm gonna give it a B. What are you doing? What alphabet are you proclaiming it?
Man, it's really hard for me. I feel like I gotta kind of do the same thing as last week as well. I gotta go B minus.
B minus. Okay.
I love this movie up until the end. The
Do you?
absurdity of the end. I'm just like, you had such a poignant like topic and you just shot yourself in the foot. If
Right.
you were trying to make a social statement about women aging or actors in general aging, people aging and this throwaway society that we have for the elderly, you
Celebrity.
were, yeah, and celebrity, you are nailing it up until the last 15 minutes of this movie.
Right.
Then it's just an absurd comedy. Um, and I mean, that's legitimately how I saw it. The entire movie, I was just like, this is really good. This is interesting. And then
But it also, I would say, like despotism. Is that a word? Despotism?
I
Like
don't think so. Probably just
okay, like
desperation.
the need her she's so desperate.
Right.
She's just gonna fucking experiment and try things that fucking
Hey,
are mentioned.
we were
Don't
talking before we
fucking
got
do.
on here. Corey Feldman out there playing a guitar, doesn't know
Yeah,
how. So
yeah,
it's the exact same thing,
he's
just a little bit
dealing
less
with
embarrassing.
despotism and shit.
Yeah,
But fucking
yeah,
no, because that's how I saw the ending of just like her, like she's starting to melt,
mhm,
and there ain't no going fucking back.
right,
There's no way you can undo this. So,
right,
okay, I'll make a more perfect me than me and shit. And it's
right,
like,
right.
okay, I'm just gonna and then that's where we get that. Now, I will say with the ending, since we're gonna jump right into the ending, um,
Oh no, we don't have to jump right
oh,
to
we
the
don't
ending.
have
I,
to,
I
but
was
we're
just, I
here.
was
We're
just, okay,
here.
all right, okay, fine,
Fuck.
whatever. Let's just do it. Let's
I
do it
will
your way,
say,
Jerry. Let's
yeah,
just let, okay.
yeah, let's try something different, right? Uh, no, with the ending,
Yeah.
I really enjoyed her like melting, like
Hmm.
her teeth coming out, her
Hmm.
fingernail popping off, and her ear falling and shit.
Hmm.
Fucking I enjoyed that, and I was like, oh, that would be great if like we just start seeing her fucking go like full goopy
Hmm.
on stage. But it was a left fucking turn when she had enough time to go back and like shoot up
Yeah,
and
yeah.
fucking,
Just walked home.
right.
Like, just
And
walked home.
like, yeah. And when that shit happened, that's when like expectations were out the window at
Right.
the end
That's
of
what
the
I'm
fucking
saying. Yeah.
movie, where it's like, I
Yeah.
don't know how much longer we got, but fuck it,
Yeah.
go with it. Yeah, let's do it live. Um,
Yeah.
but um, I didn't hate that part. Like I thought it was like it was brutal as fuck, and like it was like the
Yeah.
one, I feel that in the movie, like the subtle things were way, way more fucked up than that ending. Like that ending was kind of like comical.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like, throughout the movie, you're seeing like the grossness of Dennis Quaid's character
Oh my God,
representing.
fucking I never want to eat
uh,
shrimp
I
again.
know, dude. It's so gross. Um, but you see him like representing the media and the industry
Just
and
sleaze
just being,
bags.
yeah, sleazebag, disgusting, like always dressed to the nines, very fake, very like, haha, yeah, you're
Hmm.
great. And then you turn around like, we don't need her anymore. She's old. Like that whole
Right.
situation. And it's that's what I'm saying. Like then you get to the end of the movie and you see this like blob monster and you're like, what? Like
Right.
I thought you were saying something throughout this movie, and then you've distracted from the movie for this ending. And
Hmm.
it's just, I didn't want it to be like she woke up and it was all a dream or something, like I didn't need that ending. But she could have just like died in the apartment. She didn't have to go back and spray whatever the fuck that was and like
Right.
it didn't have to end that way. It could have ended with more of a poignant statement, I thought, because the movie was making such a good statement.
Right.
And then it just seemed like,
Well, like I said, what I was hoping was basically everything that was happening in the bathroom would start
right.
happening to her on stage. Like
Yeah.
she's sitting there and she says hi and like her teeth just fall out, like
Mhm.
all of them and shit.
Yeah.
And then like body parts, basically just the fly. Like
Hmm.
she turns into the fly.
Yeah.
But instead of like, oh, we have to get like two more steps, you know.
Hmm.
Or she just never goes back. And
Hmm.
in that apartment, she just kind of like is sitting there and like all goopy, you know?
Yeah.
Um, I will. Okay, hold on. All right. Last week or this week, on our last episode, Jacob, we talked about long legs. Okay.
Yes.
And in long legs, we compared it to Silence of the Lambs. That
Hmm.
had a huge fucking Silence of the Lambs like that flavor.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you get Death Becomes Her in this movie?
I did a little bit only because of the idea of like it it again, you're dealing with a similarity of the substance, the
Right.
potion, the elixir, whatever, however you want to put it.
Right.
So yeah, that correlation is there. And looking for eternal youth and looking for, the agelessness of,
Yes. The desperate, the
right, right,
despotism of
right. Yeah, yeah. We're coining
having
that
what
term.
you can obtain, you
Right,
know.
right.
And
Yeah, so like I definitely saw that but I think that the way this movie did it, if that was some sort of inspiration, the way that movie did it or this movie did it, it did it in
modern,
a
new,
well, and it did it in a serious light, right?
yeah.
Because in Death Becomes Her, it's more of a funny thing. It's more
Mm-hmm.
of like a joke, like in this one, it's more of like desperation or
Mm-hmm.
desperatism, or as you said, it's not funny.
No,
It's
no,
sad. It's
no.
like it's
It's
so I think that somebody may have saw that and been like, let's focus in on what would make somebody want that. What would make somebody need to hold on to
hmm
their celebrity till they're wearing a mirrored suit out on stage playing a guitar solo when they've never touched a guitar?
right.
Like, what makes somebody go to that extreme? Maybe this movie's just about Corey Feldman.
Yeah, maybe. Fuck. Maybe all movies are about Corey Feldman in one
That's
way or
true.
another.
That's true. That's
Fuck.
true.
Except the ones that he
Is
appears in.
in. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, right,
So
right.
every other movie is
Those
about
aren't
Corey
the ones.
Feldman. The
Yeah.
ones with Corey Feldman aren't about Corey Feldman.
Right, 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 right,
No, but yeah, no, like I was definitely getting like, um, you know, I was getting that. I was getting ready to say Murder She Wrote, but I was like, that
right.
ain't the right fucking. That ain't
Uh-uh,
even a
uh-uh.
movie.
No.
Death Becomes Her.
Yeah.
I was getting that where it just it's not. it's not exact copy. It's just kind of
Yeah.
like has echoes on a
Yeah.
pond, like ripples.
Yeah.
Where
Okay.
it's, it's kind of like that
Here
feel.
we are in Jerry's poetic moments.
Right, right. And fuck. You gotta just you gotta say something more than it's cool. Uh,
Nah, it was
um
cool though.
yeah, it was cool. Fucking it was cool and like her back, she had to sew her back up. It was
Yeah.
cool and
Yeah.
fucking, it was like um the back to compare last week Long Legs
Mhm.
had a very mute soundtrack.
Yeah.
This fucking movie, like it was, I find it more gross on the sounds. Like
Oh, for
they
sure.
blew
For
those
sure.
fucking sounds.
Hmm.
That
Hmm.
stuff was just like all over the place. Like,
Oh
oh
yeah.
god damn. Like, but I will say, whereas Long Legs last week, great cinematography. This cinematography, once more, beautiful. It's a
Yeah.
beautiful movie.
This
Everything with
movie sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say everything with Demi Moore feels kind of like flavorless.
Hmm.
Everything with Sue,
Hmm.
fucking like looked like a commercial. Like
Yeah.
every moment with her, it just felt like fast editing,
Hmm.
blown out colors,
Hmm.
And then you get to Demi Moore, and it's just like, boom,
Yeah. Yeah.
fuck,
It felt very it so like this is like one of those timeless movies where you're not quite sure where you are again, like Long Legs. Um, but it felt very 80s. It was shot and stylized like the 80s.
yeah, outside of the
Um,
box,
yeah, they're, obviously it's an aerobic, like a dance aerobics instruct
yeah.
exercise, jazzercise, like whatever. Um, so that's very kin to the 80s, early 90s. But it also is just shot that way, like
Hmm.
super tight close-ups, almost with a fish angle lens, like again the blown out colors, the loud sounds, like it just felt very 80s to me,
Yeah.
but also almost like making fun of the 80s, like some of the close-ups on Sue's butt and like chest and stuff like that just felt like, remember when we used to do this in the 80s?
Right.
Like that's what it felt like to me because it was so egregious and there was so much of it. It was
Hmm.
just like, remember when we used to do this in movie? Like that's what it seemed like to me, a lot of the movie.
Right.
And along with the color schemes and things like that, it felt very,
Fluorescent fucking
yeah,
colors. Yeah.
yeah.
And also like back on that where like on Sue, they really like pull in, especially in the aerobics of like this is a butt and this is a
Mhm.
boob and look at
Right.
the
Yeah.
legs and this
Hmm.
and that and then that's what it's for. Like that's what like when we talk about youth, oh,
Hmm.
youthful. It's like, oh yeah, no, it's like youthful sexual organs and shit.
Right. Yeah.
Like I mean the two guys that are like interviewing her and it's like her nose and or no, what was it? Something about like her nose and her breast weren't in the same like dimension
Hmm.
or something. I
Yeah.
fucking can't remember, but it was something of that. And it's like, yeah, because sleaze, like
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
sleaze. No,
Yeah.
just like, um, another topic that I wanted to bring up that this is actually one of my gripes about the movie, why it's a B and not an A. Um, was did you ever get the feeling that Demi Moore and Sue were the same person?
Well, no, but I also can't say that with 100% certainty, only because we don't know who Demi Moore was. Like, we don't
Right.
see her character when she was young and she was a starlet. We
Right.
didn't see that character. So it could have been Sue. It could have been. Are you talking
Well,
looks wise or
no,
personality
no, no.
wise?
In the movie. one of the things that the substance says is there's balance and there is no her, it is only you. It is only
Right.
there is only one.
Right.
Okay. And you have to take care of this and
Right.
they
Right.
have
Right.
to. So the way that I always perceived a movie is that Demi Moore's subconscious goes in and out of Sue and her when, like she's the
Yeah.
same, you know,
Yeah.
it's just you're young in this body and in this one you're old, and I
Okay. Yeah.
I just never got the feeling that it felt like they were two different people
Well,
instead of like okay, Demi Moore now is in this young body, she's super hot. So she's gonna go get a fucking job where the guy that fucking where Dennis Quaid was fucking like, yell like calling her old and shit. Fuck no.
I
I'm a
think so there's a lot to like unpack
okay.
because so no, I don't feel that they were the same person, but they had to be the same person. So like when Demi Moore is eating and like, oh bitch, I'll show you, and she's eating like turkey legs and shit like that, and then Sue, you would think that the consciousness is the same, and she'd be like, well, no, I don't want to do this because I don't want to hurt this one because I like being in this body and I don't want to make her fat, whatever the case is.
Mm,
So you would think that that consciousness is there between the two of them, which obviously there's a separation there.
right.
But Sue knew enough to go to Dennis Quaid's character and
The
get the
same
job
job.
because one, she knew that Demi Moore was out, so they were going to be looking. Two, she knew that he was a sleazeball and he just wanted TNA. So she knew that she could get the job.
All
And
right.
then she knew that like she could just soak the money in from him.
Right.
And almost like in a like a fuck you, it's actually me. I'm hiding behind this mask and so yes, but also no. Like it's a weird thing with this movie because it's there and it's not, and it kind of picks and chooses when it is and isn't.
Right. Like it's almost like when Demi Moore is asleep for a week, she has no recollection of what she's doing
As Sue,
as Sue, and vice versa.
right,
Like when Sue's asleep, and Demi Moore, it's like they have no idea what's going on
right,
and has no memory, but they are still the same person as if you were to go to bed tonight
mm-hmm.
and your room just gets fucking trashed.
Mm-hmm.
And you're just like, what the hell happened? It's like, oh yeah, you did this. It's
We've all
like,
drank, okay,
yeah, yeah,
like
exactly. How the
it
fuck?
happens.
Um,
Maybe that's how it works.
yeah,
Maybe it's like an altered state,
you know,
and you remember maybe some things, but you don't remember everything.
right. I,
Because like Sue again when she was eating, like so it's weird because like Demi's character or the adult, the older woman's character in this
right.
sees the billboards, sees the advertisements on TV, sees all these things, but then Sue is seeing just food and
Right.
the house is destroyed or whatever the case is. So like they're
Comfort and pleasure.
aware, right?
That's
They're
all she's
but
got.
they're aware of each other. But as where Sue doesn't initially seem like she's trying to hurt Demi, Demi seems like she's immediately upset as Sue because
No,
her
fucking Sue.
consciousness, what?
Sue, the first one where she's trying to get laid and fucking she's like, one more day. Fucking her like an hour because she was drunk and that's where she fucks up what's her face's finger.
Right. But that's not right away. They
All right.
listen, they go, they do the proper thing for a while, and then it starts to just like drugs. You
Right.
start using a certain amount, and then it gets more and more and more and more. But it it seems like Demi is immediately just like, fuck you,
Yeah.
go, because the consciousness is like I said, it's there, it's not, but she's seeing this other person that is not her, even
Right.
though it is her, it's not her. She don't remember. She doesn't get to look that good. Some other version of her is out there doing it. So she's immediately jealous and immediately like, fuck this.
Mm-hmm.
Because now she has to sit around because she can't go back to work and all this other stuff because Sue's there. So
Right.
like it it's this weird dynamic of like Demi is automatically in hate with Sue, and Sue isn't doing anything wrong initially,
Right.
but or to upset her, but then eventually she starts taking an extra day, 2 days, 3 days, things like that. But yeah.
I think they said 3 months. This is where she started like scooping out all the fucking,
Mhm. Yeah.
I don't know, spinal jelly or something from her, and fucking like I think it was like 3 months
That's the
later, and
same
then
shit that, Joe Rogan gets shot in his knee.
yeah,
Stem
fuck,
cells. Baby.
shit ain't working unless he's turning into Austin Butler and the fucking like the off like every other week or whatever fucking
No, no, no. But it's the same concept of like the stem cells from embryos.
right.
Like it's like a cure-all. It like is like scientifically proven as like just basically fix whatever fuck's wrong with you.
All right.
And it's the same concept of like shoot this magic into you and everything's better.
Yeah.
In this case it just splices you into another human being, but
I do have to say also, like, I was very impressed with Sue's fucking carpentry skills. That was amazing. Fucking
okay.
like I'm sitting there and like like the first time like Debbie Moore is just laying on the bathroom floor and it's like that just doesn't seem like practical. Like go put her on the bed or something or like you got a couch, you know? And then like Sue like sitting there like banging on the walls and shit and fucking just builds like a little place and shit with a fucking hidden door, hidden
Hey
fucking
man,
wall.
you can do anything with YouTube.
I guess.
Damn.
I mean,
No,
perfect. They said
you can.
perfect,
Yeah,
so
that's true. It's a better version of yourself. So
all right,
maybe
better for
Demi took some like shop classes when she
right.
was younger, and Sue just knows carpentry now.
No.
She's a little Jesus,
Yeah,
all
she's just
just
fucking
over there knocking out secret
fucking
hidden rooms.
watching uh this old house or whatever. Fuck.
Bob
Thank you,
Vila.
Bob Vila.
Yeah.
Um, the, like after watching this movie though, like I was like, oh shit, this is gonna be they're gonna sequel this. I can see like athlete. I can see fucking model. I can see fucking like they've got like tons. They chose like a simple premise with like a workout celebrity or whatever. Fucking, but I can definitely see the substance too. And it has to do with like a football
Electric
star.
Boogaloo.
Yeah. Fucking football
Yeah, I
star.
mean, I think
Oh,
obviously
we're in the playoffs.
money comes into play. Yeah, but
Tomorrow's the
but
big game. And fucking he's
that's
like,
not how sports work. You can't just randomly have a person out of nowhere before the big game tomorrow. Um, but
it was, I mean, fuck, dude, it's a movie. We can make that shit
I
happen.
agree. I hope that's not the case. I hope they just leave it alone.
I do
But
too.
again, money is involved. All bets are off.
And people got like, oh my God, you got to see the substance. Got to see the substance.
Mhm.
You know, just like we watched Long Legs. Everybody that I know was like, oh man, got to watch Long Legs. Got to watch Long Legs. And yeah, you
My
needed to,
old, yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
I was just saying you needed to, but I can see where Long Legs is a one and done film, but the substance can
But is
be
it? But is it one and done? Because Satan might bring Nicolas Cage back
same might, but fucking, I don't see any more story that can be told there,
if he comes
like
back. He can just do it whenever he wants.
yeah. The only thing that, I want is maybe like Nicolas Cage in it longer, more Nick, give me more
There you
Cage.
go. There's the prequel.
Give
That's
me
it's
more
all. It's the
Cage,
whole setup. It's
Right.
the whole situation that led up to that first day. Um,
But that substance, I can see that shit going in for a long.
I really hope not because, like I said, they really were onto something. They were really, really,
Yeah.
they made a phenomenal movie.
Demi
Obviously,
Moore's great. She's
yeah.
so good in this movie. Like,
Yeah.
I enjoyed the hell out of her in this.
And it's funny because when I was watching this, I was like, they couldn't have picked a more poignant person to
Mm,
have played this role
right.
because she experiences this in her daily life. Her and like Pamela Anderson, these people that were like beauty, like, TNA, beauty, eye candy, and then
Now they're aging.
now they're aging out.
Yeah.
And so like when I was watching this, I was like, good for you, dude. Good for you. And then like going full nude, like, good for you.
Oh yeah, it was
Fucking
brave,
good for
man.
you,
Fucking
dude.
yeah,
Yeah, I don't
she's
want to say brave because then that makes it seem like there's something wrong with her. Like, oh, she was brave to come out with, but like,
I don't
the,
know, man. Fucking all right. Next, check in next week, ladies and gentlemen, where Jacob's gonna be doing the fucking video completely nude. Let's see your
right now, I don't care.
bravery. Yeah.
But like, I, I felt like they couldn't have picked a better person
Yeah.
because she understands it. So when she feels down and out and she feels self-conscious,
Hmm.
you feel it because you know that Demi Moore has experienced that.
Right.
Even if it was a passing thought, she's experienced it. So
Oh, she's
you
getting up
know,
there in age and
right,
shit,
right, exactly. So
Oh,
like,
what was your last movie, Demi? Oh, some fucking straight to Redbox fucking
yeah,
movie,
exactly.
shit like
Yeah.
that. And
So I thought that they chose her really well,
right.
and I thought that she did a great job at it. Um, I don't know the other girl, the younger version of her. I don't know her. I don't know where she's come from. So she did a good
She's in
job
Once
for what
Upon a
she
Time in
had.
Hollywood.
Yeah,
She's
but I
in
don't
yeah,
remember her as the Manson girl. So like,
she was a little part and like little part here, little part there, a lot of good indie stuff. Um that's fucking what's her face? His daughter, Groundhog's Day. The woman in Groundhog's Day. Fucking I can't remember her name.
okay.
Yeah, you know who I'm
Um,
talking about. Fucking
but yeah, I don't have anything to really compare her work to. So she did good.
I thought she did fine.
Yeah,
But Demi Moore is the star, the show
for sure,
stealer,
for
in
sure.
this of just showing age and being also like the prosthetics that she would have had to have been in, like
Mhm,
the age prosthetics, like when she has to be like the real old lady and stuff,
mhm,
or when she's in the one where like she's completely bald, and then
mhm,
like her boobs are like just like tennis balls and fucking
mhm. Tube
tube
socks.
socks and
Yeah,
shit. Fucking
yeah.
like that prosthetic that like it's like holy shit. That probably was like 6 hours sitting in a
Mhm.
fucking chair. It's like
Yeah, yeah,
crazy.
definitely kudos to her for this movie.
All right.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
got
Yeah.
anything else?
No, I think I'm good. It's so funny. It's like these two movies,
Well, hold
Long
on. Let's
Legs and
talk
this.
about the
Oh,
let's talk about the setup and real quick, the setup and the the distribution of the substance. Like
okay. That little shitty
there's
place.
yeah, there's no explanation, there's no forethought, there's just some nurse or some like yeah, nurse that's like, here,
Yeah.
check this out. And then, later she meets him again at the diner or whatever.
Right.
But like the distribution center, where is this coming from? Who did it? How is it being done? What's in it? You know what I mean? Like it's the secret of the ooze.
Yeah,
And
no, that's what you need. The secret. Okay. Like, okay, last week we got mad at why is this happening? Satan. Like, if you don't say it, it makes it better when
right,
it's like so obscure, and that's nice, you
right.
know?
And I'm not calling for them to explain any
Oh,
of it.
okay.
I just thought that that is a good example of like,
If you
if you
don't,
don't
yeah,
explain it, you don't have to defend it.
right.
It just is.
It just is.
So there you go. So like that's a good thing. I think
Mm-hmm.
that the movie did that well, and I think it was smart for the movie to do it.
Yes. Yeah, and just keeping, and that's another thing that this movie is like, when you have a lot of questions after a movie, it gives you more opportunity to go back and rewatch. And maybe none of those questions are answered, but you pay attention a little bit more. You kind of like notice things that weren't
Hmm.
there. Is there something outside of that building that says something? Did I miss when she was walking in that dark hallway to get to the room where the substance was? Is the voice on the phone the same? No, it's like those small
Yeah.
little details. They would have said, "Oh no, it's from a lab in China." It's like, oh,
God damn it. God damn it.
womp womp.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, well, it was a fun movie, but in that case, Jacob,
Yes. In that case, Jimmy.
you said you missed it in the theaters.
Yeah.
Would you have seen it? You would have seen it.
Well, no, I am. No, I'm good. I think that it was a great movie, but it's not, again, I think theaters is reserved for big things like
Uh,
Die Hard and shit, like, a going experience. This is not that. This can be watched very intimately. Um,
right. Good
there's there's
TV.
there's reasons to see it on that large of a screen, but
Uh,
like I don't think that
butts.
it's necessary.
Yeah, fucking
But
I think there's a little part of me that like wouldn't mind because of how like fantastic the cinematography is,
right, that's what I was saying. You immediately
but
ran to nudity, but that's cool.
yeah, sure. Fucking your brain may have thought it kind of deal. But no, yeah, I would have liked to seen it because of the cinematography, but I'm happy that I saw it in a nice, a big
Yeah.
TV, nice color, like it was good
Yeah.
without the theater. So,
Yeah.
physical copies.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, I got it too. Fucking,
I know you got it.
I'm gonna keep watching it. Like this will be a repeat,
Do
definitely.
you did you get special features on it? I don't.
I didn't check. I think
Mm,
so.
mm.
Um,
Lucky you. Mine
it-
came with fucking zero.
hey,
No, it says extras. Never mind.
oh, it says extras. It'll be like the trailer, and fucking you can change the audio for
Mm.
speakers or something.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, all right,
But what if the
classic.
extras was just a phone number to call?
Oh, that'd be great. That'd be
Yeah,
great. You
that
should
would be
call the
a
number in the movie. Watch the movie again. Call the number. See what happens.
yeah,
If
that'd
they're
be cool.
smart, that it would there would be like a
Oh yeah,
recording.
for sure, for
You
sure.
know. Cult classic.
I think yes, because this movie, though it got fanfare like when it first came out,
Right.
it died the fuck off, and I haven't heard. And when I say the substance, everybody's like, "Huh?"
Hmm.
Like I don't hear anybody talking about this movie anymore. Like people talked about it for like 4 days when it first came out, and then that was it.
Right. Right. Yeah, I definitely see like in the next couple of years or so, people are going to be like, "You ever heard of The Substance?" No, I've never heard of it. You ever heard of The Substance? My God, it's one of my favorite movies. Like that kind of. So
Mm-hmm.
it'll be interesting to see where it goes from here on
Oh
fan,
sure.
the
Yeah,
fan affair and stuff.
yeah,
Stalking Demi Moore to fucking get a fucking signature on, uh, like substance tubes or some shit. Fucking. You recommend it?
yeah. Yeah. There's no reason to not recommend this. It's great. Did a great
Yeah,
job.
yeah, I
Good job,
definitely
guys.
recommend it. And I
Nailed it.
think, like I said, it makes me happy. I mean, it's like we've seen two out of three of the most high profiled like horror movies that came out of nowhere. I can't wait for the third one next week.
That
But
one seemingly didn't come out of nowhere. That one had a lot of fanfare, a lot of
yeah, people
advertising.
were talking about, but it
Well, no, I'm just saying, like advertising wise, like there was a lot of advertising on that one, not so much these two. Long
right.
Legs was
These came
very
out of
little.
these two that we've seen came out of left field, but the high priority of oh my God, fucking long legs, Substance, and
Right,
Nosferatu are
right.
going to be the year for horror.
Right.
Seen Substance, we've seen Long Legs now. I can't wait to see Nosferatu. You got big shoes to fill because the last two have been